So last week, Mr. Kannan, one of the BJP functionary and a film stunt master, made a provocatory statement on one of the departed Dravidian stalwart, Mr. E.V. Ramaswamy. That is, the statue of Mr. Ivera that was kept in front of the grand entrance of Srirangam should be broken or should be removed, he said. So that is the day of Hindus uprising. So after that incident, several denouncement that was received for his speech and a case was filed against Mr. Kannan. So Mr. Kannan, on the other hand, he applied a bail in the Egmore court and he absconded himself for quite some period of time. So as a result, the Egmore court had rejected the plea that was made by Mr. Kannan. So he was arrested in the recent times. So as a result, the BJP started protesting in favor of Mr. Kannan. So what's your say on this, sir?
Mr. Kannan, as you said, BJP functionary was arrested. What was the charge against him? He was charged, and as you said, he made a provocative statement. What is the provocative statement he made? Just he was expressing his views, stating that the Tiruchi, Srirangam, Perumal temple is a very big temple. It has got historical significance. How lakhs and lakhs of devotees are coming daily, not only from Tamil Nadu, but not only from all over India, but from some of the parts of the world. Even devotees from some parts of the world are coming. So it's such a temple with historical significance. And if the DMK or their party members want to erect the statue of atheist Ivera, they could have put it in some other place. That is what Kannan asked. Why they have put such an atheist statue in front of the Perumal temple? This is what Kannan spoke. And he was made only one, because he made one remark that is only objectionable. He said that only on the day when we demolish the statue of Ivera, that will be the good day for Hindus. This is because he is making some religious remarks. This is the only allegation against it. This is the only allegation made by Kannan. For that, he was arrested. But I want to raise some of the points. First, I want to ask a question to the police. Have you become the hooligans of the ruling party? That is why I want to ask, or I want to make a question to the Tamil Nadu police. Have you become the hooligans? Don't you have any sense of shame? There are so many criminals. There are so many murder case criminals. I have got the statistics. Out of you criminals, absconding criminals. Thousands of absconding criminals are there in Tamil Nadu. And you don't have the guts to go and arrest those criminals. But at the biggest of Mr. Stalin, what is the crime he has committed, Kannan? Was it such a great crime? See, the CRPC has classified the crimes into two categories. One is cognizable offences. Another one is non-cognizable. Non-cognizable offences are all petty offences. Cognizable offences are serious offences. Only if someone commits cognizable offences like murder, rape, assault, grievous hurt, making grievous hurt, attempt to murder, only for such offences the police should take seriously and they should go behind the criminals. For such petty offences, non-cognizable offences, a man has spoken something about the temple. Is it necessary for the Tamil Nadu police to chase him and put him inside the prison? So, everybody is saying that Tamil Nadu police is the best in the world. Next to Scotland Yard police, Tamil Nadu police is the best in the world. Everybody says it is equal to Scotland Yard police. That is why everyone used to say. But can you be compared with the Scotland Yard police? You go and see the Scotland Yard police, Tamil Nadu police. I was also a part of Tamil Nadu police. I am asking the present officers of the Tamil Nadu police. You go and see the Scotland Yard police. Will they arrest any person at the request of the politicians to please the politicians? They will never do that. You are doing this. You cannot hereafter say that you are equal to Scotland Yard police. Why for such a petty crime you went behind him? Just like a terrorist, you have arrested him and put before the magistrate. Second question which I want to ask is to the magistrate. Magistrate, that is what I am saying. police is bringing somebody else to remand him. To remand him. They should bring the accused before the magistrate. What the magistrate are doing nowadays, Supreme Court has given very clear guidelines to the magistrate. What they say is, if anybody is involved in offences for which the punishment is 7 years and below, you don't send him to jail. That is what Supreme Court has given the direction. Magistrates, I want to ask all the magistrates, have you gone through those judgments? Are you educated? Are you legally experts? You have not read anything. Most of the magistrates do not know the rule of law. Mechanically, the police will be bringing somebody else. They will be telling to the magistrate, sir, he has committed such and such crime. Immediately, by closing his eyes, by closing his supplement, without having any application of mind, they are simply remanding them to the prison. What the Supreme Court says is, don't send anybody else who are involved in. You register the case. Supreme Court said, what I am saying is, you register the case. Even to Stalin I am saying, you register the case. Suppose Kannan has made some objection about. You register the case, but don't send these people to jail. That is what I am saying. Stalin might have known what is the rigorous status inside the jail, because Stalin was beaten like anything during emergency. He was beaten like anything. He should have known what was the torture made in the jail, what was the atrocities made inside the jail. Don't send such people to jail. That is what I say. Even that magistrate, they are colluding with the police. Most of the magistrates are colluding. I can prove it. They are getting bribes from the local police, most of the magistrates. Because I was in the department, I know everything. They will be asking them to, daily they will be asking some favors from the local police. So whoever is brought by the police, magistrate is simply without application of mind remanding to the prison. Why? Because they are asking bail. First, Kannan has filed a bail petition before the Sessions Court. Anticipated bail petition he had filed. While considering the bail petition, what is the factors which has to be seen by the magistrate? Law has given a clear guidelines. Supreme Court has given clear guidelines. What the Supreme Court is giving there, what the Supreme Court says to the magistrate, you magistrate, when you consider about a bail application, you should see only two factors. First, whether he will influence the witness, whether he will influence the witness, whether he will tamper the evidence. Only these factors have to be seen by the magistrate. Nowadays, magistrate, what they think is, what is the offence he has made? Then he has to be sent to the jail without knowing you. Basic legal procedures. Most of the magistrates are rejecting the bail application. In bail application, it is none of your business to consider other factors. That is what Supreme Court says. Supreme Court says what? Supreme Court says is, you should see whether he will be influencing the witness, whether he will be tampering the evidence. Here, police have got the video clippings of Kannan. And there is no chance of influencing the witness. There is no chance of tampering the evidence, because already the video is along with the police. So in this case, what is the ground to reject the bail petition? Simply by closing the eyes, these magistrate and session judges, they have been doing this. And there is a Supreme Court has given very clear direction to the general public. Whenever magistrate has failed to do their duty, or whenever the magistrate has exercised his jurisdiction wrongly, you can give a complaint against the magistrate to the registrar of Madras High Court. Nobody is doing that. That is why these magistrates have become so lethargic, and whoever is brought by the police, they are just remanding. This is what is happening. Because in the recent High Court judgment, Supreme Court judgment, Supreme Court says that if it is 7 years and below, you don't remand it. Why you have remanded that? You are in collusion with the police. Police is at the biggest of the Stalin. They are at the direction of the Stalin. They will do whatever the Stalin says. If Stalin tomorrow says that you arrest some A, B, C, police will go and arrest. In those days, what the police will do while arresting a person, they will conduct an independent investigation. They will conduct whether there is a prima facie case. Only after that they will remand the person. Nowadays what is happening? What are all the instructions given by the political boss? Even if the person has not committed any offense, police is simply remanding them. And magistrate, they are also colluding with the police. That is what was done in the case of Kannan. Kannan, you could have registered a case against Kanal Kannan, whatever he has said, for whatever he has said. But you should not have remanded him to judicial custody. You should not have remanded him to prison. That is why I make my strong objection. It is a failure on the part of police. It is a failure on the part of magistrate and session judge, because session judge had rejected the bail petition without knowing the due process of law. And thirdly, it is also a blunder made by the APP, Assistant Public Prosecutors, because you must know what are all the role done by magistrate, Assistant Public Prosecutors. Most of the public prosecutors are appointed by politicians. Only those advocates who are the members of the ruling party, they are appointed as public prosecutors or assistant public prosecutors, additional public prosecutors. There is the post of assistant public prosecutor in every court, in magistrate, in every criminal court. There is a post of assistant public prosecutor. They also don't know any basics of law. They are writing an examination and they are coming and they have to give an opinion to the police whether the case can be registered. And what these assistant public prosecutors are doing, they are also in collusion with the police. And if police influences them, whatever is that, even if there is no prima facie, they will give a legal opinion stating that a case can be registered. This is what is happening. So judicial system has been collapsed in our country. Police system has been collapsed in our country. So system is not, all the system is not functioning. When judiciary and the police is not working properly, poor man will not get justice in India. That is what has been happening. Kanal Kannan is a good example. Not only Kanal Kannan, previously, and for political reasons, ex-minister Jayakumar was arrested. But subsequently, High Court had quashed the case. So what it shows? So you have arrested wrongly. You have invoked the provisions, legal provisions wrongly. Maridas was arrested. And his FIR was also quashed by the Madras High Court. So you are arresting everybody under false charges and you are just putting them just over 10 days to 15 days inside the jail. It is a gross violation of our Constitution of India. So I strongly condemn Mr. Stalin for having instigated the police to arrest Kanal Kannan, because whatever he said is the feeling of most of the Hindus, most of the persons, most of the religious persons. It was the opinion of most of the religious persons, not only by Kanal Kannan. Even I am having the view that Periyar statue should not have been erected before the Sri Lankan temple. So that is why I strongly condemn the act of Mr. Stalin for instigating the police to Mr. Kanal Kannan, arrest Kanal Kannan. I also strongly condemned the act of the police and to arrest a person without respecting the judgment given by the Supreme Court. And I also condemn the magistrate who, without application of mind, and have made a mechanical remand against Mr. Kamala Kannan. I hope and I request all these authorities to apply your mind and please see that this does not repeat in future.
So one of the affable personalities of BJP, that is Mr. H. Raja, he made a comment on this. That is, the DMK, which is a self-proclaimed atheist party, for past 50 years they are continuously using obnoxious remarks and hurting people's religious faith and trust, particularly in the Hindu communities. So, but there is no action that was taken against those people. But on the other hand, they have taken stringent action against people like Kamala Kannan, that too expeditiously, but not on the DMKs, the atheist functionaries.
Yeah, that is true. The allegation, what is the allegation against Kamala Kannan? He had made some scathing remarks against Ivera. That was the allegation. But you imagine how many remarks Mr. Ivera has made against the Hindu gods. Karudanidhi, how many allegations he had made, and Ivera had made, and he had taken the Vinayaka Ganesh statue in a procession, and he was beating the Ganesh statue with the help of chappals. This is what Periyar had made. And he was making scathing remarks, vulgar remarks against all the Hindu gods. And how many times Periyar should have been arrested by the police. And it is simply because Kannan has made some remarks against Ivera, you have arrested him. The same, Periyar was doing the same thing. He was making all the remarks, adverse remarks against all the Hindu gods. You should have been arrested at least hundreds of times. So the same law which is applicable now to Kannan should have been applied to the Ivera. So that has not happened. For the main reason is that Tamil Nadu was ruled by the Dravidian parties. That was the main reason. Annadurai, what he did, Annadurai had arranged a meeting before the Madurai Meenakshi Amman temple. What Annadurai had talked in that meeting, he was referring Meenakshi Amman as a lady with a hair ring, with a nose ring. What is the necessity for this lady to wear a hair ring and nose ring? This is the remark made by Annadurai during 1960s. Annadurai should have been arrested for this remark. Karunanidhi had said that, had termed Hindus are thieves. This is what Karunanidhi had made, such a remark, and he should have been arrested. And Karunanidhi, not only that, he was asking, he was making remarks against Raman. He was asking the question whether Raman is an engineer and how he had built a bridge under the sea from Rameswaram to Sri Lanka. Under the sea there was a bridge. Karunanidhi was asking a question, how Rama was he an engineer? This is what, just to disgrace the God. Even Karunanidhi had made so many such remarks. He could have been arrested thousands of times. Periyar should have been arrested for thousands of times. But they have not done this. But when people are talking about the God and they are making attack on a human being, that to an atheist like Periyar, they have been registering cases against the God.